I'm Andrea, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little gift bag. It's not so little actually, it's 4.5 inches by 4 by 1.5 inches deep, and it's made using 2 pieces of 6x6 DSP. So I thought I'd just show you how you can make a nice size bag from 6x6. Obviously they're the same design. They're from the Be Happy by Dovecraft, which I've been using quite a bit just lately. You might notice over the coming weeks I'm going to be using certain papers and stamp sets and things like that to death because I'm trying to use things up, and I'll also be doing giveaways of things I can't use up. So there is a giveaway at the minute on my Facebook, which I'll link below, for some of this lovely Be Happy stuff. So I thought, yeah, I've made this using the Be Happy paper, the Be Happy dies to cut out this lovely little bee and this honeycomb, this beehive. This is to gift some homemade honeycomb toffee. That's the intention, and that's why it's got a sealed handle. The handle was made using a die that I picked up off eBay. It just comes in one piece, and it helps you to seal things that have got food in, as I'll talk about when I'm showing you how to make it. If you haven't got the die, then all you need is a 4x4 piece of cardstock scored down the middle. You could notch in with a little corner tool if you wanted to, and you could make these little slots by folding it over at 2 inches, score it at 2 inches and fold it over anyway. You're going to need to do that, and you could use a little punch or something, or a craft knife to cut those slots out. And those slots don't have to be like that, they can be circles if you wanted. And then I've used some of this gorgeous tea room ribbon from Stampin' Up. I've used the Stampin' Up Celebration Coordinations punch. I've used the little gems that come with the Be Happy range, which are also in my giveaway. And I've used washi tape to make a backing for the tag. So you'll see when I show you how to make it, 'cause some people have commented on some of my posts that they don't use washi tape, they don't know how to use it. And then, like I said, this bag, you can seal it up or you can leave it. You can cut across this top score line and have it so it opens, but it's great to have it sealed if you're selling food items or something that, you know, just gives your customer, if you're doing a craft stall or something, that reassurance that nothing in here has been tampered with. So yeah, so I'm going to show you how to make it. I did choose Your Thoughtfulness Brighten My Day, and I stamped that in lovely lipstick ink from Stampin' Up, and it's from the Daisy Delight stamp set. And I did want just a total contrast, but I'm not sure that was the best thing to do. I think I should have heat embossed that in gold onto Very Vanilla, to be honest, but it's done now, and I do quite like it, just definitely stands out. Okay, so I'll show you how to make this now. 2 pieces of 6x6 paper. I need to score them at 1/2 inch and 2 inches, and I need to turn them over and score them at 4.5 inches. Do the same to both pieces. Bear in mind your directional pattern. Then you need the little die cut handle, or a little piece of paper which measures 4 by 2, and then 4 by 4, and then it's folded, and then a little aperture cut out. You could do that with a punch or something. Then you need a little piece of scrap Whisper White or whatever you're going to use. Your little piece stamped with your sentiment. I'm using a really different contrasting colour for mine. And then your washi tape, and then I've got the 2 little die cuts of the honeycomb, the beehive and the bee, out of the same paper that I use for this, but you can't make out the text, so it just looks like a nice glittery paper. And then a piece of ribbon. This is from the tea room or tea time suite, and your washi tapes. Now, what I'm going to do, it's really, really simple. I'm going to make the base for my label first. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put strips of washi tape on this, onto this piece of cardstock. Right, so just press that all down, and then get your punch Now I want 2 of these, so I'm just going to keep myself really nice and close to the edge. And there we have it. I mean, that would be good enough to use as the sentiment itself. It says be happy, be happy. But they're going to go together, and then this is going to sit on top of those. Okay, so you're not going to see a lot of them, but it's there, and it depends how spacious you want it, how far apart you want them to be. But it's just a little way of using up some washi tape. Okay, so I'm just going to stick those together now before I do anything else. For the actual bag then, for the little handle, just burnish that top piece. Now this is really handy. These handles are really handy if you want to seal something up. So if you're selling or sending food items, you want it to be sealed, they're really good because somebody would know that it's not been tampered with. I'm just going to fold and burnish the score lines on my paper. Just to move this punch out of the way because it's really getting on my nerves. So fold and burnish those. So then what we do, once we've folded and burnished, is we cut away. There's not a lot of cutting to do, there's not a lot of anything to do with this, it's a really simple little bag. Cut away this smallest rectangle here. You've got your little skinny 1/2 inch rectangle, just notch in those 2 flaps there. And then you just need to cut up this one score line up to the first score line, and then just notch that in. You don't even have to notch that in, it's up to you. Okay, and do exactly the same on the other piece. So get rid of this skinny 1/2 inch piece, notch in, go up, notch in, and that's all you need to do. So really, really, really simple project. So simple, this project. And all you need to do is just pop some glue along the outside of that thin piece, and then just line your second piece, the side where you haven't got the little flap, line that up to that score line, to that 1/2 inch score line. And oops, so sometimes why it's better to use tape, because you don't get the slip with tape, but then again sometimes you want the slip. And give that a really good press down, and you can barely, in fact even the pattern's matched up on mine, which is an absolute absolutely unplanned event. Then put some down on the other little flap on your other side, fold that one over. Oh, and it's lined up again. The pattern's lined up perfectly. That's quite fortuitous. And then all we need to do is pop your 2 sides down, decide which is going to be your front or your back. I mean, they're exactly the same. Pop your 2 sides down, pop that down, so you can put a little bit of glue on each end of that if you want to, just to stick it to the side flaps. Keep that nice and square, and that'll help keep your project nice and square. And then you can cover this one in glue. And fold that down. This will be your front. You always have your nicest fold at the front. Let's pop that down. And now you just push those sides in like that, and give it a bit of a squeeze, and you'll get a nice little shape. It depends on the quality of your paper. Obviously what you do is you'd fill, if you're going to seal this up, you would fill your gift bag first. If you're going to leave this in one piece, and then you'd glue it onto each side, and then you know it's sealed. So if there was sweets in there or some whatever, cake, anything, something edible, then people know it hasn't been unsealed. If you wanted to be able to open it, then just cut along this centre line and stick one to each side. It's up to you how low down. You can stick it right down like that, so your little holder's there, or you can put it on the edge, it's up to you. I'm going to glue mine right down. So that's it really from me. All I need to do now is pop on my sentiment, and I'm going to just use a bit of the end of my dimensional sheet. I'm going to pop that on there. Got those colours coming through, and again I'm going to use those gems. They do have they are sort of faceted, so I have like a honeycomby type effect going on. And then I've got these couple of little die cuts that I'm going to add. And then I've got this lovely little ribbon that I'm just going to pop through the top. Just, oh yeah, how beautiful is that? So pretty, you see? Sorry about the sunlight. I feel awful apologising for sunlight, because I mean, we just need it, don't we? And we're just lucky to have some. And that's it. Now, I mean, I don't know, that might have been nicer if it was on very vanilla, and if it was gold embossed, heat embossed, probably would have looked really lovely like that. So that's it. Thanks for joining me, and happy bag making. See you soon. Bye bye.